Hello and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and EU4, the Cossacks, playing as the mighty Russia. God, we are so powerful. It's ridiculous. Let's actually take a look at the ledger. I want to look at some stuff. Military-wise, how we doing? Force limit total, 233. I have almost double the force limit of Ming, and I am not even remotely taking advantage of this much force limit. It's ridiculous. But I don't need to. I mean, I have enough troops to deal with pretty much anybody I need to at this point. I might as well just save the money and get a really, really good economic base, right? Sure. We could declare war against the Ottomans now, if we so desire. They are allied to Saxony, Tunis, and Bukhara. So basically, this means that fairly soon we will be able to declare war on Bukhara, which we'll probably want to do because I want to continue to expand east. Aside from Sweden and and Denmark area, Scandinavia, basically, there's not a whole lot else that I really want to expand to the west. I mean, I could take over Poland and stuff, probably, but not a very high priority. Gosh dang, there are more separatists? Jeez, dude. Theodoro, your low stability is starting to become a serious hindrance. Not a fan of this arrangement. We do not need to put Ivan in charge here. Our king. Would suck to lose him. Our king died. Maybe he actually died in war. Ooh, did that happen? More freaking noble rebels. Gosh. There's a reason we're leaving an army behind here in Theodoro. Yeah, maybe our king died in battle in last episode, actually. Which would explain some stuff. Kind of sucks, but it's interesting. So, who are we at war with in total? We are at war with all these people. Okay. Let's go get some war score. We were at war against Augsburg, apparently. So let's send an army down this direction. This 12 stack's a little on the weaker side. I'm going to send him to also help siege down Augsburg. We'll keep our forces fairly well contained. And how are we looking as far as our technological advantage? Mainz has 15. Who else is against us? Augsburg, Bremen, Saxony, 16. I think that we have the superior tech, which was just a cavalry shock increase, so it's not actually a huge deal. Looks like more Hungarian separatists for the Ottomans. I'm hopeful that that means that they're not going to be able to deal with the westernization that they started. We're not even really on the side of Corsica. We're just going to jump in here and say, screw you, Mainz. Holy crap, that's going to be a lot of freaking attrition to deal with. Yeah, let's not deal with that. Let's go siege down Augsburg. Let's get them out of the war if we can. Bohemia will do their job. There's a lot of war going on in the Empire right now. The Empire is in an interesting state. I guess we'll continue to move some troops up here to try and reinforce to deal with the noble rebels. Does it really matter if they get broken? No, but I'm kind of sick of them having such terrible stability, so maybe we deal with that eventually. Bukhara. I guess we just continue to get some claims up in this direction. Va. Sure, why not? There you go. I don't really care that much, honestly. They're pretty weak provinces anyway. It's not like they're going to be worth a lot, but we have nothing better to do really with our diplomats, so we might as well. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and grab a claim against Sweden as well. Seems fine. You know something we should do? Since somebody had brought it up, and I talked about this a lot in 2 episodes ago, let's just make sure that all of our estuaries are handed off to the burghers. So here's an example. Bam. Riga is already gone. Nothing else up here. I'm not going to give them Neva because I expect that will become my capital of St. Petersburg at some point. Novgorod is already handed off to the boyars for some reason. Muscovy is my capital. Can't hand that off. That's also in the boyars' control for some reason. Burghers have this already. No estates in Muscovy, right? Of course, again, I just said that was my capital. The Cossacks, for some reason, have control here. I don't think I gave them that. I'm pretty sure this was sort of inherited this way, already handed off to the Cossacks. Which is interesting. Azov, sure, we might as well hand this off to the burghers as well. Yes, I'm taking less taxes, but I am getting more trade power. And frankly, more trade power in the Crimea trade node is not a bad thing, because it'll prevent as much money, I think, from going into Constantinople. Then again, we don't have a merchant steering here, so maybe it's not actually that big of a deal. But still. What else we got? I think there's one right here. Astrakhan. Yep. Let's go ahead and hand this off to the burghers as well. And not much else to speak of. There is this. I don't really see any good reason to hand this off because I'm pretty sure we're, like, uncontested in Siberia, so that's good enough, I think. That should give the burghers a bit more influence, I think. Up to 44%. It's alright. Not a big deal. Let's take a look at our trade, and next month we'll see if it went up from this change. Alsace entered into a military alliance with Saxony, huh? Alright. Let's take this little guy and go stank on... stank? 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 Stink, stank, stunk! You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. And it went up a very tiny bit. Not actually a big deal. Alright, so we just handed off a lot of territory for very little gain, it turns out, but whatever. Our agent was discovered in Va. Go ahead and cancel. This is not going to be worth our time. We will restart that in Bukhara. Try again. Try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Hello, little guys. A little 2-in-1 stack. I'm just going to squish you. I don't care if I abandon this siege of Salzburg. It's not a big deal. There we go. It looks... Wait. Salzburg had a fort... I get so confused by this. Salzburg had a fort symbol, but it doesn't have a fort. That's my mistake. It has something to do about entering a zone of control, but just looking at it, it's so confusing to me. I wish they had a different... Ooh. Well, hello there. I wish that it had a different symbol. Really do. You know what we should do? We should go ahead and get ourselves another general. We have 64 army tradition before it ticks below 60. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. That's actually pretty good. That's a good siege value right there. I really like that. Let's go ahead and stomp on the rebels there. And then I'll send this stack probably to go and deal with the Danish separatists. Because I do try to take good care of my vassals. There's Salzburg under our control. And unhappiness among the artisans, huh? Conflicts and protests over taxes, corporations, trade, and customs policies are becoming quite frequent. Do the burghers lose loyalty and we lose the stability, or do we spend a freaking ton of money? I would rather not lose the stability. At the end of the day, it is just money. We're going to abolish the tax, even though that is quite a lot to lose. Ouch. Salzburgian separatists. You know what? Go ahead and siege that down. If a new nation gets created, it's not a big deal to me. I'm just trying to get Augsburg out of the war. I don't actually care that much about how else they are doing. Let's see if we can go and join some of these fights. Just get some army tradition from helping. Looks like some stuff is actually getting handed off to me, even though I don't really care that much about it. Let's just go ahead and siege some of this stuff down. Sure, we'll just siege down a little bit of mines, give them some war exhaustion. We're just helping Bohemia out. We're being a good neighbor. Like a good neighbor, Russia is there. They'll kill you all. Great synod again. I think we gained the stability because we actually are down, so sure. Something of mine must have gotten sieged down because I'm losing money, apparently. The Hungarian separatists are still alive and well. I'm kind of hopeful that that's going to be very good for us because, let's go ahead and move into this fort. I'm hoping that's good for us because the Ottomans are trying to westernize. Yep, go ahead and let's stomp on this little guy. Perfect. A little bit of extra army tradition. Not really anything, actually. That sucks. We're not getting nearly as much army tradition as I want, and a lot of that comes down to the lack of forts. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and try something. I know this was discussed, and I said I don't really think that we're going to have any problems as far as obsolete forts and army tradition, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and find out. First, let's get another claim going against... I don't care. Natum. There you go. Alright, fine. So let's go ahead and delete an obsolete fort. This is level 2. Level 2. Wait. No, these are fort levels 2. Hang on. We have fort level 4. It's so confusing to me because I would expect it to be fort level 1 because it's a level 1 fort. But it actually is fort level 2. It goes up by multiples of 2. So... we do not need one. For example, in Latgalia, that's redundant. They are surrounded by a lot of forts. So let's take a quick look at something. Army tradition, we are generating 0.4 from fully maintained forts because we do not have enough forts for the amount of development we have, and not enough up-to-date forts, I should say. So if I delete this, we're going to save ourselves a bit of money. That goes away. And our army tradition goes... it stays at 0.4 currently. So the question now I have is, am I wrong? Or was that just a small enough contribution to the overall 0.4 number that it's not really registered. Maybe we should continue to delete more. Memel, Konigsberg. Memel is better with a fort because it has the estuary. I'd rather defend that, so let's go ahead and delete this one as well. And it's still 0.4. Maybe I'm entirely wrong. I might be entirely wrong. It can happen. If that's the case, then these castles being outdated mean that they're really providing absolutely nothing for me, and they're costing me $1 a month each. See, this is where it gets confusing for me, because, I mean, I know that, like, more prominent people like Arumba, for example, hate forts. They think they're just worthless. And it's moments like this where you would almost start to think that that's possible. Now, the reason I would consider keeping some of them is it's cheaper to upgrade a fort than to build a new one. So let's strategically think about which ones we want to keep and which we do not. So one right here seems fine. I wouldn't mind having a fort on the front line against my wars with Sweden. But do we need 2 right here? No. And Neva is going to become our capital at some point because we're going to move it to St. Petersburg. So let's go ahead and get rid of this one. Save ourselves a bit more money. We have a couple redundant forts over here. That's an important center of trade. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the one in Gaelic for now. The rest are more or less spread out. We probably don't need this one anymore. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Reevaluate. We do not need this many over here either. Novgorod and Pskov. They're both level 2s. Let's go ahead and get rid of the one in Pskov. Let's get rid of the one in... I don't know. I'm going to get rid of the one in Vilna. And Smolensk. So we're a bit more spread out. We probably don't need the one in Novgorod either, actually. I'm going to get rid of it. We do not need one of these. This one's probably not... Actually, I'm just going to get rid of both of them, honestly. Yes, I'm getting rid of a lot of forts that I could be upgrading for a bit cheaper, it's true. But I do think that we're going to want to build forts in some more strategic locations. So let's not deal with that. Where's this guy going? He's going up here. We're fine. All right, did that affect our army tradition generation? It did not. So I think I may be entirely wrong. Maybe obsolete forts do nothing for me. That is interesting if so. And I apologize for misleading you previously. Let's spend some of our money upgrading, let's say, the one here in Neva, because that will be our capital someday. And we don't have quite enough money. We're like less than a ducat shy of being able to build a second one. Army tradition is going to be very important for us, I think. Because as I've said, I'm going to have so many stinking modifications to army tradition generation that I feel like we should be able to have a powerhouse of an army tradition nation. Army tradition does a lot for you, honestly. People underestimate it because it's hard to get it very high, but much better morale, better manpower recovery isn't that huge. Army morale speed is kind of nice, and the siege ability is great. So why not, you know? Why not? That said, though, yeah. Oh, Finnmark has gone, so let's go ahead and re-establish that claim there. But yeah, if obsolete forts are not contributing much of anything to that, then there's really no good reason to keep some of them unless I plan on upgrading those forts for its strategic location later, so... And right now, I am not doing that. Let's send this guy over here. Oh no, we were sending you to deal with Denmark, weren't we? Denmark, are you going? You're going to deal with them yourself. We're fine. Let's send this 30 stack over here to help finish off this war, because I kind of want to be out of it. I don't like this war. Bohemia has managed to get Saxony out of the war, and they actually just ceded the province as well, which is fun. East Tunguska is done. Nice. So what did they lose? Anhalt went to Bohemia. Bohemia took a province. Interesting. Let's go ahead and core this up, and let's see if we can't colonize somewhere that'll give us borders. 3 development, 3 development. More natives, which we do have native assimilation, so this actually could potentially grow faster. Let's go ahead and send our colonist over there, and it'll also give us 1 province away from being able to have a border against Korea. We could really start aggressively expanding off to the east. We'll have a lot to fill in, but that would be pretty fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think it would. I think it'd be very fun. We have a lot more separatists trying to cause problems for poor Theodoro, because they are not very good at this game. New thing for us. Conquer Va. Sure, that's going to be our mission. That is a mission to fight against Bukhara, which is fine. That would actually put us at war with the Ottomans, but I feel fairly stable dealing with them if they are trying to westernize and they have a lot of Hungarian separatists already causing issues for them. And they are on tech 14 to my 17. Fighting the Ottomans is a pain, but ultimately would not hurt us much at all. And I wouldn't mind finishing a mission for the first time in, like, forever. Let's deal with these stupid freaking rebellions. Gosh, they are causing so many problems for me. Alright, we'll keep some armies spread out, get ready to deal. Let's take a look at the terrain. Yeah, let's just hold on to the mountains, I guess. Let's do that for now. Seems reasonable. Alright, cool. Cool. How are we doing with the Nogai separatists? They're done. They're gone. Goodbye. Let's go ahead and move this army off in this direction. So if we fight Bukhara, we'll take Va to finish our mission. We'll also feed a lot of territory to the Timurids so that they become a more useful vassal than they currently are. We have a lot of freaking money. How much are we making right now? Because I feel like it's a lot. Oh yeah. I mean, at full army maintenance, we're making 35 ducats a month. I mean, that's... that's really good. That's really, really good. So, all right, let's upgrade some forts. We'll build one here, I guess. That's an upgrade, and that's worth it. We'll build one... I don't really know if I need any up here, honestly. Let's build it here, so we're better prepared against Sweden. That'll do fine. And as those things get built, we will get some army tradition back. We still haven't finished any of these sieges, but we're making progress, and Mainz and Augsburg don't dare touch me. East Tunguska has finished. Now that we... Well, wait, hang on. How long until this guy arrives? A long time. Bremen is out of the war, and they're giving off things to war reparations. We get a tiny little bit of money, because we did fight a battle against them. There goes the siege of Heidelberg, which is... what? Oh, this is one of Mainz's forts. Okay. Let's go ahead and just jump on to Mainz's capital then, and we'll see how much war participation we can get, possibly get a little bit of money out of this. Wouldn't mind finishing the siege so that Augsburg has to get out. We will get a lot of the money out of that agreement if we do. I'm actually going to go ahead and park some armies over here. I think we're going to deal with the Ottomans. I think we are. Wallachian separatists. The Hungarians are getting stomped. Croatian separatists. The fact that they're westernizing is causing a lot of problems for the Ottomans right now. But I think we'll be okay. I guess we'll just continue to fabricate claims against Bukhara, because why not? We'll consider handing some of them off later. Anyone we want to... we can't fabricate any claims against the Ottomans right now, unfortunately. Because this gulf does not touch this gulf. So, no. Theodoro probably has a couple claims, though. Which is fun. We've won the siege of Tabriz. Good. That should solve that problem, at least for a little while. So how long until this starts? I want to see when this starts. If I get an immediate border, technically as a colonizing territory, do I gain Deus Vult? Augsburg is out of the war. They had to give me 47 ducats out of the bunch, which is not as much as I might have wanted, but let's go ahead and siege some more stuff down from Mainz. Looks like our vassals are doing a fair bit of work. Who's left in this war? It's just Mainz and the Knights. Well, there's not much I can do about the Knights who say ni. Spice trade. Spain is doing quite well for themselves. They're colonizing aggressively. You know, good for them. Good for them. Let's go ahead and upgrade some more forts. There you go. Why not? There you go. Okay. Muscovy. Currently our capital. Still in a good position. I know that a lot of people say you want to have forts only along your borders. I like to have them at least a little bit more spread out. The borders are the most important, but having a couple here and there can minimize the movement of your opponents, and at least having a good fort on your capital will reduce the likelihood that you are going to get a lot of war exhaustion because they were able to sneak by your defenses and take your capital. Because that would suck. Bamberg is under our control. We're going to go ahead and start retreating our armies over here. I probably can be in borders with Poland, actually. That probably is okay. So let's do that instead. If we can just finish this gosh dang siege. Looks like somebody fought a battle, but we weren't a part of it. We did gain Holy War against Kalka. It worked! So even though we haven't cored this territory, the fact that we now have borders means we actually can expand all the way off to the east. Oh, that is rich. So I'm going to go ahead and fabricate a claim against you right away. I mean, we won't be able to take a lot, but you're really weak. 13 military tech? I mean, good grief. What's Ming at? 14. We are so far ahead of the game. We are so far ahead right now. This is amazing. Oh, the things we can do to them, though. And we have administrative efficiency now, which is really good. Oldenburg has... good. So the Siege of Siege of Mines. I think it's how it's pronounced as Mines, yes? It's not Mainz, I don't think. I think it's Mines. It sounds more German to say Mines than Mainz. You know? If you want it to sound German, royal marriage with Poland. Are you still an elective monarchy? Inaugurated, same dynasty, on monarch death, yeah. It's an absolute monarchy. They're not elective anymore. Let's do the royal marriage. There's an off chance we'd be able to get our dynasty on the throne, which would be kind of fun. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember anymore. Whatever. It's fine. And Mainz is out of the war. We got 57 ducats, and that's the end of that. Cool. And Bohemia now owes us some favors. And royal marriage... Did I not do this? I thought I did. Did they send it twice? Maybe they did. Oh, no. I sent a request, and they sent a request. Oops. Bohemia is no longer rivaled. They've rivaled Portugal, and Mainz... No, Bohemia has rivaled the Dutch. Well, that's fun. And nobles demand privilege. We're going to lose the prestige and gain some permanent loyalty to make up for some of the stuff that I lost previously. And that should be fine for this episode, I do believe. We'll fabricate our last claim against Bukhara on the off chance it becomes useful, but yeah, it's probably time to start the annexation process with Theodoro, like so. And we're probably going to declare war against Bukhara and the Ottomans in the next episode. That does sound like fun. Cool. Well, thank you guys for watching. This has been Pravus with EU for the Cossacks. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.